In this video, I'm going to be talking about how to develop character in children. Hi, I'm Nicholeen Peck, and I am the creator of Teaching Self-Government. Teaching Self-Government is a type of parenting where parents and children learn self-government. This requires good character development, so we're going to be doing some background help on what we can do to help our children develop good character in this video today. I'm going to be sharing with you some examples of good character development, as well as give you a long list of things that you can keep in mind as you're helping your child become a person of character. If you look up the definition of the word character in Webster's 1828 dictionary, which is one of my favorite books. Yes, one of my favorite books is the dictionary. It's kind of crazy to say, but it's true. I love that book. You learn so much about the origin of words and where they've been. I have noticed we've semantically changed so many things in our society today. In fact, it used to be that a person either had character or they didn't. So you were either a man of character or you had no character. It wasn't good character, bad character. So an interesting thing to keep in mind there. Character was the hallmark of a good person. A gentleman always was supposed to be having character, and a lady. So your gentry always was supposed to be setting the example of good character. What types of things amount to good character? Well, when a person is honest, when a person is giving, when a person is generous and kind, these are all things that would be attributes of a person that has good character. So let's talk about this list, which kind of can be a long list of things that you need to focus on for teaching your child to have good character, to be a person of character, as opposed to someone who doesn't have someone or who has a character that is not developed yet. Learning character is environmental. It is something that a person is exposed to when they're very young. So that means that one of the most important things that you can do to help your child develop good character is to be a person of character yourself, which means that you understand the attributes of a person of good character and you live them so that they have an example to follow. In fact, example is always the best teacher. So be sure to work on yourself as much as you're going to be working on helping your child learn to have character too. One important part of having character is having a sense of duty. So when a person has character, then they recognize that they need to serve other people. They're duty bound. In fact, truth holds them accountable. When a person has character, they say, this truth serves me. Maybe it's freedom, something related to their country or something, or maybe it's a religious truth, something that they know is absolutely true. They feel like it serves them, so then they have a moral obligation to serve that truth as well. So you'll see people turning around and serving their countries, serving their religions and their faiths, serving their communities, serving their family. So when something serves them, they feel duty bound to turn around and do good back to that group. Oftentimes, people who serve in military service have a shred, at least, of character. There's some duty that they feel to a greater cause. Usually, this is one of the reasons that they will enroll or enlist in military service. With duty comes sacrifice. So just like the person who is signing up for the military and they are deciding that they are going to give their time to serve the truth, again, to serve that freedom that has served them or whatever it is, this is all sacrifice. They are deciding to sacrifice their time, their energy, sometimes even their life for truth and for a good cause. In fact, that's a really important part of a person who has character, is they do oftentimes have a focus on the truth. They have an allegiance to truth and an allegiance to goodness, and they will do anything necessary in order to uphold that truth. They put themselves as second. They put truth and other people around them higher up than they put themselves. We all have people that we look up to. Before we get to these next components of how to help your child develop character, I would like to know who you look up to, a person that has great character. Who do you want to be like? What character traits from that person inspire you the most? Put it in the comments below. I would love to see who your inspiration is. So let's talk for a moment about integrity, because like I mentioned, integrity or honesty is the hallmark of a person of character. When a person has integrity, this doesn't just mean that they're going to be telling the truth and not taking things that don't belong to them, but they will also be the type of people that put in an honest day's work. They are the type of people that when they tell you, I will have this done by a certain time, they really will get it done by the certain time. They will put everything into honoring their word. They don't mislead people. They don't make excuses for their own behavior. They examine themselves with an honest lens. This integrity is right there at the heart of that person who has character. This means that they take full responsibility for their own actions and their own thoughts. I have a word for this. The word for the person who takes full responsibility for themselves and becomes the best version of themselves deliberately, on purpose, is a self-governing person. So a person with character recognizes that they carry the full weight, the burden of becoming the best version of themselves. It's not anybody else's fault. They take that responsibility seriously and they work diligently and deliberately to try to overcome their weaknesses. They don't have a problem identifying them, because a person who truly has integrity is never going to be afraid to take an honest look at themselves as well as the situation around them. A person of character knows how to work. This goes back to the integrity, back to the duty, back to the sacrifice. But you know a person has character when they put in good work. When they say, I'll help you, and wow, they really do. Or I need help, but they work alongside you. They're not afraid of work. They know they can do hard things and accomplish the task at hand. So if you want to teach your child to have good character, to have a sense of duty and sacrifice and integrity, work is going to be a huge part of it. In fact, did you know that most apathetic societies, the ones that become so selfish that they fall and they don't thrive or succeed, are the ones where the people embrace laziness and comfort instead of work? I want you to think about our society. How often do people talk about what makes them comfortable or not comfortable? So many people think to make another person feel uncomfortable or to make yourself uncomfortable is one of the worst things that you could do. This is not a good sign for character development, because working is sometimes uncomfortable. By its very nature, it can be hard and test the body and the mind in certain ways. But work also is one of the foundational building blocks for a person of confidence, for a person who is determined to be the best, most honest version of themselves. So teach your children to work with them, give them other things they can do on their own as well, but don't be afraid of work. It does good things for everybody. If you want to train someone to have a strong character, then they need to see around them clearly. They need to see what it looks like when a person doesn't have character and what it looks like when they do. So you need to discuss what's going on in the world. Discuss current events, discuss great books, discuss great ideas, read inspiring people, and talk about those things together with your children so that they can see what is a good character quality and what is not. So this is one of the things that we can do to help them see integrity and see what it looks like when a person is being dishonest or selfish, which is the opposite of having integrity. What does duty really look like? We can see that in a story or in somebody's personal experience, and we can discuss. So that's going to be really important as you help them develop some of these characteristics of character. Communication is important. A person who has good character, they usually know how to communicate, even when they don't agree with somebody else. So they learn vital skills like how to disagree appropriately. They oftentimes focus on having diplomacy. They focus on understanding other people and being understood in a way that is calm and not aggressive. So calmness is a huge tone element for a person with character. In fact, it's usually one of their hallmarks. When you meet a person who has good character, you usually see this calmness, or you feel it radiate from them. Nothing's going to ruffle them. They can talk to you about anything. They truly do want to understand. They have skills and rules for themselves for engagement with other people. So they keep themselves regulated even in moments moments when there might be people who are volatile and who have a problem with them. This really gets into my wheelhouse. I could go on for hours about the skills that are needed to develop this type of calmness. I want you to know that at the end of this video, I am going to be giving you a free gift. This free gift will help you develop calmness so that I don't have to go into all of it right now. So stay tuned for that. Specifically, developing character in children requires some forethought. You need to plan ahead and decide what attributes do I need to help my children develop. So I need to teach them to serve, I need to teach them to work, I need to teach them to follow instructions, to accept disappointments, to be honest in their dealings with other people. How am I going to prepare them to do all of these things? Well, I've got a recipe for you. What you need to do is first educate yourself on what you need for character. And there is a great book. It's an old one, but I highly recommend it. It's called Character, and it's by Samuel Smiles. It was written back in the 1800s. You can find much more information about character there. So first, educate yourself. The second thing that you want to do is you want to prepare your child. Teach them about character, discuss deeply with them about what character is, and teach them stories of character. After that, you are going to prepare them for certain situations. So you're going to tell them to use certain skills that you might have taught them. Skills like how to accept a no answer when things don't go our way, or how to communicate honestly with other people. These are all self-government skills, skills that you can learn more about on my website, teachingselfgovernment.com. So once you teach them those skills, then you're going to prepare them right in the moment for when to use those skills. So you'll say to them, hey, we've got a situation coming up where we get to serve other people, or where we're going to be following lots of instructions because we are going to an event that's being run by somebody else. So how are we going to follow those instructions? Then they'll tell you the 5 steps to following an instruction, and you'll tell them, great, that's wonderful. And then if it goes well, I'll praise you, and this is what will happen. If it doesn't go well and you're not following instructions, this is how I will correct you. So for a person to develop character, it has to happen in a cause and effect environment. So they focus on what's true and they want it, but if they don't see when they're making a mistake, they won't be able to keep their character intact. So you do have to prepare them and then correct and praise them by giving them feedback after a situation occurs. Your children can be people of character, and so can you, and our world desperately needs that. I am so glad that you're engaged in this, that you've even asked this question today. I promised you that at the end of this video, I would have a free gift for you. My free gift is a course that I would like to share for you completely free. It's called the Calm Parenting Toolkit. This Calm Parenting Toolkit is linked to in the description below this video. It's one of the top links. It should say something about Calm Toolkit or something like that. Click that and it will take you to a free version of the Calm Parenting Toolkit so that you can enjoy it and work more on your character and theirs. Click on that link now and I'll see you there.